What's up YouTube? Meloetta here. So back in the classroom today and a bit of a good discussion video. So for those that watched the anime on Friday and watched the stream on Tuesday, which is Dave and me recording this, you'll have seen the new Zorga power. So what we're going to do is just going to go through each of the cards they've revealed to power up with Zorga and just give overall opinions and actually have a proper discussion on this, because for me, this is a very interesting mechanic they've gone for here, and it's going to be really good for strength of the deck. So we might as well start off with the main boss man himself, which is the teasing spiritualist, Zorga Masks. So Zorga Masks has got multiple different skills, as you can tell by the ginormous text. The first one being Continuous. This card can only be ridden from a grade 3 with Zorga in its card name. Second skill is Continuous Vanguard Circle. When you would play a normal order, you can bind a normal order from your drop zone and then Alchemagic. Third skill is Continuous Vanguard Circle. If you did Alchemagic this turn, all of your front row units get power plus 1000. And the fourth and final skill is Act Vanguard Circle. Once a turn, you can cost remove a card with Zorga in its different card name to this unit from your hand, soul, or drop zone. You then choose a card from your drop. And if it's a unit card, you call it to Rearguard Circle. And if it's an order normal order, you can put it into your hand. So, lots of different skills there. Let's start from top and work down. First skill obviously shows that it's meant to be a minimum turn 4 card. Can't be placed in your ride deck. So, and doesn't need to be one of the old Zorgas. You can ride this Zorga on top of this Zorga, so you can still get your Persona Ride stuff, which is really nice to have. Second skill is the generic Alchemagic skill, except for one slight change. They have now removed the restriction of him needing to have 2 different named card orders. So this does now create so many different potentials with our orders to expand the pool that Zorga can access. We could, for example, double Clouded Miasma to give it an actual 20k buff to the front row. We can activate 2 copies of Gather Upon Me, Ye Wandering Souls, and do 4 drive checks. There is so much potential behind this card that it makes it really interesting to play around with. And then the third skill is buff version of the red Zorga, Grave Equals Zorga skill. Just to help build up that pressure, because obviously the game is speeding up now. You've seen the Stride deck sets and how much they pump out power. This is bringing Zorga up to that power level. And then the fourth skill is the interesting one, because you're removing a Zorga from anywhere to then gain either a rear guard or an order card. So it's reminiscent of both Zorga skills, because Blue Zorga, Mysterious Rain Spiritualist Zorga, was all about bringing units from drop zone back to board, whereas the Red Zorga, Grave Equals Zorga, was all about adding orders from drop zone back to hand. So having him utilize both those Zorga skills is a really nice thing to have. Yes, it does need a different named Zorga card, so it's more than likely going to be a once per game skill. But you can still utilize Soul Blasting the Zorga out from Soul with another card, and then removing this from the drop zone. So you've got so many ways you can utilize it. The reason why I'm saying it's going to be a once per game thing, because you're not going to want to run the old Zorgas as much now, due to the sheer fact of you're wanting to get into this as fast as possible. So the other Zorgas in your deck would be dead cards. And when we've already got reduced shield for the fact of we're running orders, we've got the 4 copies of this now in the main deck, and the Prison Dragons, it does really slow down the pace, and you actually need the shield from other cards. But what did this Zorga get to support him? Well, we might as well cover the card that helps us enable this deck even further in the Masks of Hydragram. I apologise for how much I am butchering the card's name. The Mask's order skill has got 2 different skills. First one being the normal play skill of 5 cards from the top of your deck. Use up to 1 card with Dragon Tree or Masks in its card name from among them. Reveal it and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck afterwards. And then the second skill is an Act Drop Zone skill. If you have a grade 3 Vanguard without Masks card name cost, reveal a grade 3 card with Masks in its card name from your hand, and ride the revealed card from this card cost as stand. If you road, you then put this card into your soul. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, and you did not Persona Ride this turn, you get to activate Persona Ride. So this was the big reveal that they showed off on Friday's anime of Masanori just activating this from the drop zone and turboing out, having gone second and getting a Persona Ride Zorga Masks. Extra bit of consistency is really nice for the card, and it's still a potential Alchemy Magic target, because we can compress our deck further to find Persona Rides, which is really nice to have. The fact it also finds the Dragon Trees as well is really good, because this also then means it's supporting the old Dragon Tree decks. This is a nationless order as well, just to be clear. So all the nations can run it. It supports all the masks down the line. All in all, really strong card. I know people are already raising concerns of it's a double rare, it's going to be needed for so many decks, it's going to be a hard card to get by. But I'm being patient, because we have had times in the past, like with Glittery Blade Lean, where they made it for VEB 15 that you got 1 copy of that per box, no matter what. They could still go and do the exact same thing with this Mask of Hydrogen. This could also be in, say, for example, set 12, when they're releasing more masks, because they'll want to reprint it to keep it an active thing. At this stage of the game, we do not know what they are going to do with this. It is too early to be jumping to conclusions of, oh, it's going to be a $50 card. And I will stand on that hill till the end of time. But this card wasn't the only card that got support. That got the released for Zorga support. We got the new Dragon Tree Wretch for Zorga. Well, I say Zorga, it's Stoikea as a whole. This has got the skill of Auto. When this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, you can cost Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your Rearguards without any Dragon Tree markers on it and put a Dragon Tree mark on it. Then, search your deck for up to 1 Mask of Hydrogen, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. So this works really nicely in the non-Zorga decks, because you're searching yourself the Master Hydrogen to get into the drop zone on turn 2 to then start spamming stuff onto the board. You do have to be careful though, because obviously it does cost Counterblast and Soul Blast, which is a lot of stuff, especially for Stoikea Dragon Tree not being so resource reliant, because we don't have access to the counter charging and the soul charging as much. And Zorga doesn't really need a order searcher when we've got the perfectly good Shadow Cloak already at hand, which will send the Master Hydrogen straight to drop zone, so it's in there ready for us to go off with. So, bit of a weird one, but it's generic support, so any further masks it will support along with the Stoikea Dragon Tree, which is really nice to have. This also sets the precedence of all the nations are very likely going to be saying the exact same. They're all going to be basic 10k, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, make a Dragon Tree marker, and search the masks of Hydrogen. So we now know that they're all going to be double rares as well, and they're all likely going to be grade 2s. So this is very nice precedent to be known about, ready to go into the rest of the. But then they revealed one final card for Zorga, and this is the card that the majority of Zorga players wanted in some form or another, and it's a very interesting way they've done it, and that is in Keel Severing. The Keel Severing's got the skill of Auto Drop Zone. When your Teasing Spiritualist Zorga Masks on your Vanguard Circle attacks, if you do not have a Keel Severing on your Rearguard Circle, you can cost Counterblast 1 and retire 1 Rearguard. Then call this card to a circle with a dragon tree marker on. So Zorga finally got the 4th attack. And honestly speaking, this is how I wanted Zorga to get it. It being a resurrection from the drop zone really digs deep into the Grand Blue vibes. It gives so much potential for it. It also isn't abusable, which is the best part. You're not got a rear guard that you're pumping full of power and crit triggers and just freestanding it. It's diving into the Grand Blue-esqueness of the deck and really making it an interesting playstyle. Yes, it's got to go to a Dragon Tree circle, but with the Grade 1 Dragon Tree Wretch, you've got the Grade 2 Dragon Tree Wretch, there's more than enough ways to actually make the circles on turn 3. You can actually make them from turn 1 if I... Yeah, the Grade 1 Dragon Tree Wretch just needs to be on place. So you can make the Dragon Tree circles from turn 1. Really interesting to play around with. But as in terms of overall support, it's making the masks feel a very, very aggro-based deck. Then you want to be compressing your deck fast, creating big numbers, swinging with multiple crits, multiple fronts. You're not so worried about the draw power. So it's going to be a very aggro-based version of Zorga, but it's still very nice to have. One other thing they revealed for the Zorga players, which is a very nice thing to have, the fact is we're not actually in DSRs this time around, we're actually having secret rares. And the secret rare they showed was Zorga Masks. And Zorga Masks comes with a hot stamp of Masanori Iseki on it. So, really beautiful card. It's also, the interesting part is they've covered up what number in the set the secret rare Zorga is. So it creates, we can't actually dive further into what other secret rares we can expect at this point in time. But it's really nice. It's a full art one as well. It's got no borders on it whatsoever. And the secret rares are normally once per case thing. So with there being 5 secret rares, once per case is a very good pull rate. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they go. Overall, very nice Zorga support. I'm going to be theory crafting for a long while with this. It's really interesting to play around with. But that's all we've got time for in this video. If you haven't done so already, please do like and subscribe. It very much does help the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.